Hello and welcome to this video presentation for Assessment 2, the World of Maths, Teaching Period 1, 2016. So once again we'll go to about this unit and we're just going to scroll down and we'll see that Assessment 2, highlighted here, presentation on a maths phenomenon. So this is a 5-minute video presentation with a 200-word rationale. It's worth 20% of your overall mark and it's due 9 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time, Monday the 9th of May in week 8. And it addresses learning objectives 3 and 4. So we'll scroll back up and we will see here learning outcome number 3, identify everyday phenomena that can be explained using mathematics, and learning outcome 4, recognise and develop opportunities for numeracy and mathematics related experiences in play and everyday experiences in early childhood settings. So now we'll go to the Assessments tab. We'll click on this and we will scroll down and we will see for Assessment 2 the presentation on a maths phenomenon. So before we click on the assessment PDF, we can see here we're producing a video. This is our 5-minute video presentation, and you will see here that we do have a number of technical guides to help you. So if you're recording a video on a smartphone, tablet or digital camera, if you click on the link there will be some guides there. We've got the recording video on your computer's webcam if you've got a PC, and also for a Mac. We've also got further down, when you're submitting your presentation, there are also some guides of how to transfer your video, depending on what you've used and how you want to transfer it. So please remember that your video is intended to simulate the experience of speaking to other teachers. So your intended audience are teachers, and so please go through the following tips so that it can actually help you and how guide you with your video. So think about your audience, speak slowly and clearly and pitch your vocal tone at a level that is suitable to a listening audience. Try and set up the room to make it feel like you're addressing an audience. Perhaps place some chairs in front of you. If you can find some friends to sit on them, that will help give you an audience to speak to, give that sort of audience feel. Or think about placing some soft toys or dolls on the chairs to make it feel like you have an audience. Rather than rely on a static recording device like a PC's webcam, see if you can get a friend to film you on a phone or camera, and that way you can get feedback on your performance as you go. And also take care with elements such as audio volume, lighting and the background you stand in front of. It is critical that you can clearly be seen and heard so your ELA can assess your speaking and presentation skills. So make sure there are no distractions in the picture. Okay, so let's go and click on the assessment PDF, so the presentation on a maths phenomenon. So here we can see outlined that we've got a 5-minute video presentation and a 200-word rationale. The weighting 20%, and again due 9 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time, Monday the 9th of May, which is week 8. So the assessment overview. So just remembering, this assessment requires you to create a video presentation and write a rationale. So the video will demonstrate an engaging maths activity using an everyday phenomena, and the rationale will justify your choice and explain how this activity could be used with children. So here I'd highly recommend that you really look at weeks 5 and 6. Within the activities, we give you the opportunity with the activities in those weeks that you can video those and upload them, just to give you a bit of practice about how you're going to address this assessment. So here we've highlighted what a maths phenomenon is. It's a fact, an impressive maths occurrence, a maths miracle, or an event which can be explained using maths. So this assessment, it's giving you an opportunity to show you how maths can be fun and used to explain an everyday phenomenon. You should choose the maths phenomenon which relates to one of the following topics. So really ensure that you go to weeks 5 and 6. This will help you with assessment 2. So there are 2 components to this task. So in part A, you've got the 5-minute video presentation, and in part B, you've got the 200-word rationale. So with the video presentation, this is where you're sharing your maths activities with other teachers. So think about it like professional development, or imagine what it's like in a staff room with teachers and they are sharing what they are doing in their classroom. So you record your video using a video camera, smartphone or webcam. So please ensure you go back and look at those guides and tips. And if you have any technical difficulties related to preparing your presentation, just let your ELA know. You may find that if you post the question in the discussion board, you'll have your peers there who may be able to assist you, or your ELA will be able to further guide you. So in your preparation of your presentation, you must think about what is appropriate for your identified audience, i.e. the teachers. You need to define the appropriate age group for your activity, and you need to consider how you can physically engage your audience. So think about your eye contact, think about the tone, think about your facial expressions. So there are a couple of things to think about for your video. In Part B, you'll be submitting a 200-word rationale that justifies why you have chosen your particular phenomena and explains how you would apply the maths activity with children. So this should also identify why it's appropriate for your intended audience and describe any supporting resources. So the word justify. So when we're saying justify, please use academic sources to justify why you have chosen your particular phenomena. So here you can see your submission details. It goes in via Turnitin, and there is more detailed information in the Assessment 2 folder in Blackboard. Okay, so with the assessment criteria, this is what we are assessing you on: presentation and the written rationale. So with a presentation, you need to identify and you need to demonstrate knowledge of a specific maths phenomena. You need to also demonstrate your communication skills. There needs to be a consideration of the audience, and you need to model how you would undertake the activity with or for children. And there needs to be visual communication as well. So when we're saying visual communication, that means that you will need to be in the video, and it needs to be you talking and demonstrating the maths phenomenon and how you would undertake the activity with children or for children. The written rationale. So this is where you're demonstrating your knowledge, and you need to justify why you have chosen your specific maths phenomenon. You need to also justify why you have chosen your phenomenon for the age that you've identified and what the educational appropriateness of the activity is, and also look at the opportunities for extension with that activity. You need to provide supporting resources, and you need to demonstrate that you have done some research with academic resources and literature. And your written communication, which is the written rationale, needs to be APA referencing style, not only in text but also with your reference list. So once again, we're using a holistic rubric. So the same as Assessment 1, you will see that we have the grade for a pass and the descriptors. You need to address every bullet point in the descriptor box to ensure that you can at least get a pass. And remember to aim, if you like, for a high distinction. When you're aiming for a high distinction, you are ensuring that you've addressed everything in the previous grades for the distinction, credit, and for the pass. So in order to meet the minimum requirements and achieve a pass, you need to have chosen a maths phenomenon, and you need to match it to a simple maths activity. You need to demonstrate that your communication skills are satisfactory and that you've thought about the intended audience. At a pass level, there may be some issues with the presentation skills. However, we can see that you have the basic skills there. You need to explain why you've chosen the maths phenomenon. You need to explain how you extend the maths learning by making links to the weekly content. You will need to provide some supportive resources and also some links to literature. However, these will be rather basic. You need to demonstrate referencing using APA style. However, there may be some errors, and your communication style is satisfactory. There might be a few errors. So once again, If you're aiming for a credit, you need to ensure you've ticked everything in the pass box, and then also in a more sophisticated way, you'd be aiming for a credit and moving all the way up. So for a high distinction, we're looking at, for a high distinction, your presentation models good practice for this level of study and in terms of connection with a phenomenon. Your presentation is engaging through the use of appropriate vocal technique, tone, pace, and enthusiasm. Your presentation is age appropriate and the explanation of the maths phenomenon is very clear for that age group, making links to prior learning. You explain why you have chosen the maths phenomenon in a comprehensive manner, supported by relevant learning materials and developed through further research. References are presented accurately using the APA style, and your writing style displays clarity, sophistication, and coherence for this level of study. And your written communication style is free of errors. So I've briefly gone through the assessment PDF. We've also talked about the tips and the guides that you can have for actually producing your video. Please feel free to post any questions in your discussion board prior to the Collaborate session, just so your ELAs are aware of what questions that you might be asking. Please ensure that you do make yourself familiar with this assessment PDF and that you really study the assessment rubric so that you ensure that you are addressing every aspect of it. And I wish you all the best with Assessment 2. Thank you.